I told you this would happen, didn't I? I said you'd come back tomorrow and there'd be lots of... Eight's a lot, innit? Eight's a lot of players, Ben. Some of them better be good, hadn't they? So welcome back, viewers. It's Thames FC, and I guess we should start with the obvious. Let's run you through the exits. Joe Grayson has joined Plymouth. They offered him a contract. He said yes. It was as easy as that. He was a decent backup. He played quite a lot in the first season, not so much in the second. Makes sense for everyone, really. Right then, here we go. It's time to go through them all. So let's kick things off then. Callum Elder, of course, we met yesterday, the left back. So Will Norris is where we're going to be in things, and the backup goalkeeper I promised to bring in, 36 years of age. Where is he currently? Wolves, is he? Maybe. I think he's just joined Wolves from Cambridge. He's been around a little bit. Fleetwood, Swansea, Sheffield United, Dagenham, Southend, and now has finally come to me. Kept quite a few clean sheets last year in League One, and I'm only bringing him as a backup to Fitzpatrick, obviously. So, I mean, not a bad backup. No, not a bad backup. 425 quid a week, bargain. Now, losing a player like Joe Grayson meant I wanted to bring someone who was pretty similar, and Jack Thomas is the man we've gone for. Central midfielder, can play box to box, more defensive, maybe in a 3 in the centre of that if Keon Harris isn't available. I think he's quite well rounded. Nothing special, nothing spectacular. Good determination, good work rate, good teamwork. Aside from that, just a solid player at 33 years of age. I think he'll do a fine job, and that's all I want him to do. £555. It says back up there. That's what he is. He's got lovely hair though. He's worked on that. Paul Coulton. Now, hello. I mean, I could have saved this one for a while, but no, we'll go for it now. At 5'10", Paul's phenomenal, isn't he? 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. If you pay any attention to stars, you know that's pretty good. Has had a bit of a strange past, really. He spent last year at Portsmouth on loan from Aston Villa. They then released him after that. Didn't go back to Pompey. He's now at me, so congratulations me. Portsmouth got promoted as well, I should say, last season in League 2, so they're a League 1 club now, and we've managed to pick him up on a free transfer. I'll put his contract there. You can figure out if it's good or not. You're probably looking at the minimum release fee, aren't you? Yeah, I mean, I wanted him. I had to get him somehow. And if we get $250,000 for him, I'm not going to be paying that much for him, so it's fine. I think it's fine. But yeah, he's quite a good player. We'll talk about why in a minute. Barry McDonnell, good central midfielder, great passing, great first touch, great mentals as well as some very nice physicals. Acceleration's the only one that I kind of scoff at a little bit, but for me, he comes in as if Stevie Foster is ever unavailable. Actually, he's probably a bit better than Stevie Foster. So at some point this season, we may see a switch over. Barry McDonnell, welcome to the team. Again, previous teams listed. Sam Collier, very similar situation, probably not quite as good, but at 23, I'm sure he'll fit in somewhere. I've brought in a lot of central midfielders. We needed some good central midfielders. Daryl Cartwright, another striker, has been brought in just a backup, really. Probably won't feature too much. He's actually gone straight into the reserves. He's going to be, if needed, we'll call upon him. Hot prospect, still 21 years of age, 450 quid. It's not too bad to have a backup who, by all accounts, is quite well rounded and can come on and do a job if needs be. Adam Dyche, though, he's going into the first team, slightly more complete in terms of what he's got compared to the last striker we've just seen. So Adam Dyche, you'll see at some point, I'm sure, decent finishing. Mentally, very, very good for a 22-year-old. Physically, not too bad either. 6'2", might play a bit more of a target man role. Defensive forward is his preferred role, but we might see him play a bit more of a target man role. Heading isn't great, jumping reach not great, but we don't have many presences up there, so he might be the guy. And then finally, at right back, Tyler Reid. If we have any problems with Malt, then we've got a ready replacement. 32 years of age. As I say, again, being around a bit at 32, you will have done. Started his career at Manchester United and is now at Thames. The dream. That's what he wanted when he started out, I'm sure. So now let's very quickly then get on to recent form. Now, because we've had quite a few long episodes recently, I understand some people like that, but some people don't have time for that. So we're going to do a one-match episode. We've talked you through a lot of the ins and outs. So I guess we'll see how this game goes. You never know. We might play the Cheltenham game, but the plan right now, as I start recording, is one game. Boston United. Here we go. Now, of course, we've got a bit of a situation with the old loans that have come in, and Holness on international duty. That's annoying. Colette's going to have to play instead of him, which doesn't make us stronger, I'll put it that way. Now, Keon Harris has been away on some... So Keon Harris actually had an injury, so he's probably not fit enough to play today. Holness and Pat Rogers both burn international duty for today's game, so we're going to see how sort of our second side does. No Keon Harris, no Holness, no Rogers, 3 players that would ordinarily start for me. And now we've got a bit of a decision to make. Do we go with Jason Anoy? Oh God, this is the worst nickname ever. But I'm going to call him I Know. Is that bad? I can't call him I Know. What if I do it like that? I Know. That looks slightly better. Does it? I Know. Fine. That's fine. I Know. That's fine. It's Enno, but I've gone for I know. Now, the question is, though, do we go for him, after all that, do we go for him in this advanced playmaker position? Do we go for Paul Colton, who I think is probably the best bet in there? Or do we go for Bright and bring him back into the equation? No. At 31, he's getting on a little bit. I'm going to give Paul Colton the opportunity to shine, though, in this lineup. I think he needs to get used to playing in a team such as this, and this is his best opportunity. Steve Foster is also going to come back into the side as this attacking midfield general. And we've got Thomas there in the centre. I did mention before, can play as that defensive midfielder in the centre. Think of it like Hallahan. He used to do a very similar job to that. Doherty out on the left-hand side. Everything's looking fine. And before we get going with today's game, some of the players that you can see on the screen now are available in t-shirt form. I've brought out this particular t-shirt. There's a link to the store down in the description if you want it. There's also a Thames mug. But basically, leave a comment on this video with your favourite player from this series so far. Give me a reason why, and I'm going to pick a winner at random this weekend. So you've got a few days to do it if you want. And the winner will get a t-shirt delivered to them. And I will send you a message on YouTube. Hopefully that works these days. So if you want to enter, that's all you've got to do. Simple as that. And like the video as well, but that's not part of the give. Just if you like it, like it. Boston, let's do it. Just occurred to me, not showing you any of the form, have I? Just gone straight in there, just 2 feet. It's almost like I don't want to show you the form. We've got 1 win, Checkatrade Trophy action. 4 draws since the Carlisle game, well, including the Carlisle game, of course, out of the Carabao Cup, and then a recent defeat to AFC Wimbledon, not our best work. But essentially, we were unbeaten after our first 4 games, which sounds quite good, but when you can see it there in front of you, not that good. So, Boston United, our first chance to get ourselves a victory, and they might have a square pitch as we're away from home. That's just occurred to me. They haven't got a square pitch, we're fine. Okay then, boys, let's see who can be heroes. Owusu and Nelson are going to be up front for us today, as we've not got all of our players available. Ben Cousins starts on the bench. He's very hit and miss with his Ben Cousins. I don't really know what to do with the boy. Okay then, here we go. Thames versus Boston United in League 2. Annoyingly, we're not on the league table unless I scroll down a bit. Now, the good news, really, is that only 2 teams go down, and although we were... I just don't want to play. It's been very stressful, this start of the season. It's not what it was supposed to be like. As the ball over the top, it's just so easy. Ball put across and... Yeah, well done everyone. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I'm gonna let Welsh defend how he wants to, and Ashley Mark, I'm gonna do the same with you as well. Just defend them, boys. If that's all you're good at. A lot of crosses. We conceded from a lot of crosses recently. Maybe we've got a chance to bounce back. We did it in our previous games, last episode. Can we do it again today? Doherty, of course, returns to the lineup now as it's played forwards. Okay, so a lot of the signings were due to the fact that I didn't want to have to rely on all of our loan players. The problem is all of our loan players are the best players. So it leaves me in a bit of a bind, really, viewers. And with a couple of them not available today, that's even more of a concern. Ashley Mott wins it back, though. Steve Foster, ball forward, Owusu. We've seen this before. Can he get it into the middle, perhaps? Nelson's there. Nelson! Oh, it's not gone in. And seconds, and Owusu, and it's in. I mean, we've scrambled it in. Scrambled is the word I'd use. So the ball's laid forward beautifully for Owusu from Stevie Foster. The Thames massive behind the goal. Nelson with a header from that distance. Decent first save, and then there's Bedlam. Nelson pushes someone over. Owusu puts it in, and we're going ballistic behind the goal. Okay, fine. We're back on level terms. Owusu's got a goal. Hasn't started every game so far this season. Of course, has been prolific in the previous 2 years. I just don't know if he's good enough at this level, as it's a free kick to Boston. Out to the edge. Lewis is there, but oh, we win it back, and now Nelson finds Owusu. In the pace of Nelson, he bursts beyond his man there. Carries on forward, shot from distance. Miller with a good save. We've been all action in today's episode. A lot of transfer stuff. Forgot to show you. I mean, I'm a mess, viewers. I'm a mess. In the last couple of years, we've been pretty dominant. We've actually not played as many games as some of the teams around us. That should be noted. Purely for the fact that we've had international games cancelled because we had too many players that weren't available, and the league went, "Do you want to cancel them?" I went, "Yes, please cancel them." So really, it was just as simple as that, and that doesn't always happen. This game is evidence. Unlucky boys, things haven't gone right for us so far, although actually, we're doing okay, but we're going to get assertive with them. A lot more to come from them, believe they've got what it takes, and largely, they've been quite responsive to that. Owusu's got himself a goal as well. It's just like last season, just the same, apart from we've not actually won a league match yet. This could be the day. Away from home, though, at Boston, always going to be tricky. We're trying to stick with this control, fluid style. I've not seen enough yet to say that I have to change it. I think those draws really could very easily have been wins. You could equally say there could have been losses, but there's a few games where we let lead slip very late on, and a little bit of better management from me might have produced something different, as the time's actually ticking away here. 15 minutes to go, and we're going to make a couple of switches around. Nelson's going to come off for Cousins, and I'm going to bring on I Know for Colton in the centre. It's nice to be able to bring on good players. I Know's with it, and he plays it forward to Ben Cousins, who a lot of people are saying we should start ahead of Pat Rogers. Now, make no mistake, Pat Rogers is a goal-scoring machine as the ball's played in. Pat Rogers is probably our best striker, so him and Cousins, they sort of fight for the same spot on most occasions. I mean, what we need now is for Cousins to score, as Murray does a wonderful job of cleaning that up. Just make sure it's safe. Great ball forward to Cousins now. A little bit of composure needed. 12 minutes to go. This would be a lovely time to get a goal to put us into the lead. As Owusu's played forward. Oh, it's a good save. That was a big chance, though. Oh, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Corner played in. I mean, the sentence to end all highlights. 10 minutes left to go. I'm looking at the bench. There's not a great deal we can do. Dyche could maybe come on in place of Owusu, but that's it, really. And with not long left to go, that's a scary kick forward. Right, Fitzpatrick's got it in his hands. This is probably going to be one of the final chances of the game. Which way will it go? Well, it'll go straight to their left back from Fitzpatrick, who just... I mean, it's so easy for them, and we've just decided to do that, have we? Ashley Mole has decided to foul him. Now, Fitzpatrick saved 2 penalties so far this season. Can he save a third? No. Excellent. Welcome, viewers. We still not won a match. And the annoying part is, in almost every game, we've had more possession and more chances, and we still haven't won yet, which is a problem. Yes, we were missing some big names today, but even so, I feel like we probably have enough to at least do a little bit of damage, and it's just not happened. As the time is nearly up then, that pass doesn't reach its intended target, and it's going to be a win for Boston United, and the winless streak continues. We still haven't got ourselves a win in the league, and admittedly, although we had some of those games, I mean, hang on, I'm going to get aggressive here. Aggressively say, not happy with the result. A game we definitely should have and could have won if we'd have taken our chances a little better. But no, not ideal for us. We play Cheltenham next, that might be slightly easier. But then tough games again against Bradford City. Hopefully by the next time we meet, there'll be more to talk about. But so far, only 2 teams haven't won a match so far, and we are one of those teams. A couple of games in hand though, so you never know. 2 wins on the trot, and we could be safely in the table. And of course, the objective is to not go straight back down to non-league. That would be a piggy disaster. And there we are then. That's going to bring us to the end of today's episode. Just one game today, as we've got a lot of transfers, and as I mentioned, there's been lots of episodes recently, or lots of long episodes recently. What we could do instead though, tomorrow, is potentially do a sort of extra episode alongside the normal episode as well. We did an extra episode this week too, of course. So then, if you enjoyed today's video, do leave a like. If you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel, and let me know, comment section, favourite player, and why, for a chance to win this t-shirt. There it is. And I'll see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Of course, do remember to enter the giveaway and check out the store in the description. I'll see you tomorrow for more. Thank you to Grieve, Brian, and Scott for supporting over on Patreon. We love with care. Goodbye.